Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Anthony, and today we're going to be talking about a different topic for the channel. We're going to be talking about Digital Circus. So Digital Circus is a web series on YouTube and Netflix. It's a indie animated series and it has 4 episodes so far, and it's about a group of characters who are trapped in a virtual world. This series is filled with so many intriguing mysteries, so today I'm just going to make a video talking about my theories and speculation for the future of Digital Circus. So first up, I wanted to talk about Gangle's character because episode 4 revolved around her. So I think her character is an allegory for autism and neurodivergency and masking, because one, she literally has a happy mask that she puts on and people hate her when she's masking and they prefer her to be the worst version of herself. When I tell y'all, this episode hit so close to home to me, as somebody who's worked like multiple service jobs, especially fast food, I related to fucking Gangle in this episode. Especially coming from me who is neurodivergent and has had to mask in workplaces before, I really related to Gangle a lot in this episode. Okay, so now I kind of want to talk about the future of the show based off this tweet from Gooseworks, the creator, and she's talking about which character is gonna have a big role in each episode. In episode 3 heavily revolved around Kinger and Zubul, episode 4 revolved around Gangle, and episode 5 is gonna revolve around Ragatha, and episode 6 is gonna revolve around Jax. I'm excited to see the Ragatha episode, mainly because Ragatha is probably my favorite character in the entire circus, and I ship her and Pomni. As for episodes 7 through 9, I feel like I have a hunch on what they could be about. I feel like at least one of the episodes has to be about Kane, and another one has to be about their lives before the circus, because we've gotten little hints of dialogue to that shows that they remember at least some parts of their lives before entering the digital circus. I feel like we have to learn more about Kane at some point, even if he's just an AI, because in episode 3, when Zubul kind of tells him that nobody likes his adventures, he kind of spirals out. So I feel like we're gonna learn more about Kane towards the end of the season. In the last episode, we learned a lot about Kinger, and it's revealed that he had a wife in the circus who got distracted, which I've seen a theory online saying that Kane is the one behind the people extracting, which basically means dying in their universe. So I thought that was a pretty interesting theory, and basically saying that Kane had something to do with Kinger's wife abstracting, which I think would be an interesting plot twist. And there's also a theory that Kinger is Kane's favorite out of all of them, because he let him skip out the adventure in the fast food place. And yeah. Also, speaking of however you pronounce it, abstracting, I feel like somebody is going to abstract in one of the future episodes, and I feel like it's either going to be Gangle or Kinger, because they're the two most mentally unstable people in the circus, and now that they're the two that we know the most about. So I think if anybody has a chance of extracting, it's one of them too. It's kind of alluded to the fact that Gangle almost abstracts in the scene in the fast food place before Pomni interrupts. So yeah. In episode 3, Kinger also mentions doing a computer science, and his wife was very obsessed with entomology, so they do know about their old lives in some way, shape, or form. They just don't know their names. Ragatha also mentions something in episode 4 about missing her horses. Gangle mentions that she used to be a shift leader at one point, so I think we're going to learn more about their lives pre-circus in a future episode. Another big lingering question is whether Gummy Goo remembers Pomni or not. So in episode 2, Pomni meets Gummy Goo, an NPC who she brings back to the circus, and is basically he's killed by Kane technically, but he comes back in episode 4 and he kind of has no memory of Pomni, except for this little scene where she says his name and he kind of makes a facial expression. So a lot of people are thinking that he does remember Pomni. He just wanted to save her from the pain and trauma of something happening, like what happened in episode 2, which I think is really sweet if that is true. But I feel like Gummy Goo is going to become more important in the future. And now my question is, if Gummy Goo is able to like gain sentience or like self-awareness, do any of the other NPCs have that? Like the candy lady thing from like the candy princess, the princess bubblegum ripoff from episode 2, or the glowing queen, like are they gonna gain any type of like self-awareness to the fact that they're NPCs, which would be really interesting to see. Especially because in episode 2, Jax unleashes like the chocolate monster thing on the Candy Kingdom. So I wonder if the princess is gonna come back in any way, because they did mention that Kane loves to reuse NPCs. We saw that with Gummy Goo in episode 4, so maybe the princess will come back in a future episode. But I think what I want to learn most of all is what is the digital circus itself? Like, is it a virtual reality? Is it a computer? Like, is it like an alternate dimension or something? Like, I feel like that's a question that I have a lot. Pomni did mention putting on a headset in episode 1, so it's kind of, I'm assuming it's like a virtual reality type thing. But yeah, I just want to learn more about the circus itself in maybe like a future episode. Maybe we learn like how they all got there. Also, I want to know like who they are exactly. There's been a couple theories coming around about the characters, but there was a theory going around when the pilot first dropped about them all being employees of the company that made the digital circus, which kind of doesn't make sense now because they have memories of their past lives. Like I said, Gangle mentions working as a shift leader. Rakata mentions horses. Kinger mentions doing computer science, so they have some type of memories over their past selves. Maybe we even learn a little bit more about Pomni's life outside the circus, because she's the newest addition, so she's the main one that we do not know much about, other than the fact that she put on a headset and now she's stuck in the digital circus. So maybe we'll learn more about Pomni in a future episode. One thing I really like about the show so far is that we're diving into their minds. We learned in episode 4, we kind of learned some of Rakata's intrusive thoughts. Obviously Jax is a sociopath and is just an edgelord. Obviously we learn a lot about Gangle in this episode, who is masking her true feelings towards everything. Kinger, who a lot of people saying is just insane, but had a lot of trauma because of losing his wife. And then obviously Pomni, who is not really adjusting well to the circus at all, and every episode she makes that stupid ass face. But yeah, I just like seeing how the circus is affecting all of them, even with Zubul. And Zubul is actually really interesting to me because they know a lot about Kane, and they're one of the only characters who have like conflicting feelings towards Kane and his adventures. So I wonder if we're gonna see what that is about in a future episode, because it's very clear that Zubul does not like Kane at all. Like, there was a line that kind of flew past a lot of people in episode 4, where Zubul says the only thing that's holding Kane back is the fact that he likes them so much, which makes me interested into how they know that. So I really want to know what's the deal with Kane, because something tells me that bitch is not what he seems. He is creepy. His design creeps me out. That meant he's a demon. I want to know, like, something's not right with Kane. I wonder if we'll get any like more new characters that are not NPCs, like new circus members. Maybe we'll get some flashbacks to ones who abstracted. I want to learn more about Cosmo, because I don't know why, I just want to learn more about Cosmo. I want to learn more about Kinger's wife. And I do believe that theory that Kane is responsible for the abstractions somehow. So I want to know what's up with that. Like, I genuinely believe that theory because he's evil. Look at him, he's fucking evil. like that scene in the pilot where he's like, Cosmo is distracted, why didn't anybody tell me? Like, that gave off red flag vibes to me. Like, he knows something. That little bitch knows something. Also, I feel like the past two episodes 3 and 4 really like upped the horror element. So I'm really excited to see what episodes 5 and 6 bring, especially knowing that they're going to be about Ragatha and Jax. I feel like Jax's episode is going to be some insane shit. I just want more Gummy Goo. I love him, my fine Australian man. I want more Gummy Goo. I feel like he's gonna be important to the end, towards the end of the show. I feel like he does remember Pomni. I feel like he does. That little facial expression in the episode 4 makes me think he does remember Pomni. He's just acting like he doesn't. Yeah. And hopefully he joins the crew at some point. And that was my theories and speculations for the Amazing Digital Circus. I want to do more videos for Digital Circus. I really like the show so far. I'm really intrigued. So yeah, hopefully this gets as many views as my Yellow Jackets content, and I will do more Digital Circus related stuff, because I have a lot of theories and a lot of stuff I want to talk about when it comes to this show. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow all of my socials, and don't forget to live, laugh, and serve cunt.